Welcome back to the third episode of the Opinion Piece with Mark Reynolds. Training and Apprenticeships, we might squeeze in CSCS cards, who knows? Mark, welcome back. First thing, let's look at apprenticeships. We just said then, before we started recording, I'm very passionate about an apprenticeship of the more life skills, running your own business. So the basics, not in depth, but accounts, what kind of rights you have as an employer, all the other things, marketing, etc., how to deal with customers, contract law. Because we've got a lot of companies going pop, do you think getting that in to an apprenticeship is possible? Because we kind of wing it when we first start in residential.
Yeah, I think you have to understand that, there's a program, there's a laddering program that we all go through. So, I started as a management trainee. It would be an apprenticeship today. So, part of and it was a management. So I didn't get any business development. It was all technical, really, until the latter end of that. And actually, even I got CIOB, chartership, I really hadn't got business acumen and running a business. That evolved through my life skills, really, rather than actually on the project. So just go back to where we are. I do think for level 1, level 2, so you're a competent tradesperson, not a supervisor. There's none of that in there. And I don't think there should be. But I do think as they go into level 3, and there's an opportunity to take it on beyond that, then they need an awareness. I think half the things is you don't need to know, you just need to go where to go. So for me,
we're looking at it, yeah.
If you say, look, there's these trade organisations, or there's an organisation who can help you connect with someone and mentor with someone. There are plenty of them out there where you can either get support, mentorship. The best advice you're ever going to get if you really want to set up your own business and you've started on that journey, go and talk to one of your clients who runs a business. Say, what do I need to do? How do I do this? How can I do this? What accounting system do I do? How much is that going to cost me? Because it's a big leap, isn't it? And it's a huge leap when suddenly, do I get back registered or not back registered? How often do you do that? And when I joined Mace, I was fortunate enough to be allowed to set up a small training business on the side to get information in lean construction, which was quite amazing. I even got that. But it was a nightmare doing the VAT return. And my wife said to me, why are you doing this?
It's embarrassing. VAT return, so I'm nearly 50. I still don't put it away each quarter.
Wow.
I think it's when you're quite single-minded, as a lot of us trades are, you think, right, the accountant goes, right, send us all your receipts, and here's your VAT bill. And you think, oh, God. And I think, why don't I do it? Yeah. We're so single-tracked a lot of the time.
But now there's no excuse. There is an excuse. Your phone, you can do it on your phone now. You take photographs.
We don't like change, us old trades.
But that's the thing. You could either be stressed out over it, or you can just go, click, job done, in there, off you go.
Do you know what's interesting? You said that let's go, there's quite a few places to get this information, which there are. I've always felt in construction, but now we're getting more digital and more social media and online. The communication and awareness of help and where to go for resource and support, it's been a bit fluffy. I think it would be great one of the reasons we've set this up is to give a video platform. So rather than looking at, the latest Part P regs is a poor example, rather than reading 100-page document, quick, short, sharp video, watch it in your coffee break, kids are in bed. Because I think there's so much information out there, but as you say, it's where you go. Yeah. Because Google can be a friend, but you can get really lost in it.
You can. Yeah. And again, if you get connected to a network, and I do think that network's really important. Chris Carr, as I mentioned in an earlier episode, that he actually wrote on behalf of the Home Building Council, HBF, Home Builders Federation, and Home Builders Federation.
Yeah.
And he put it out there. He put a document out there for small developers. This is what small developers need to think about, and that's the sort of people you need. People who are passionate about it. You don't need many. You only need one or two, and there will be one who's already done it, probably. So I do think just connecting, whether it's in
It's finding it. I think it's getting that together.
That's why you've got to ask, whether it's, I mentioned in the previous episode about trademark, these people are attuned to this and they can help you. So I think, again, that's part of the curriculum, whether it's a college or boot camp. Just be aware these organisations are here to help you.
I think boot camp, Peter, who was in about 3 weeks ago recording Opinion Piece, he has done amazing man, Peterborough, worked all around the world, MBE, charities in Africa. He's now working at a training college in Croydon. And he is adamant. I mean, Peter's 70. God, I'm going to get this wrong. He's 70-ish. I've known him long enough, I should know. 6 months, intensive course will give you a good tradesperson.
Agreed. Yeah.
So I'm now thinking we've got this episode 1 looking at huge targets. Can we not solidify, bring down this 2-3 year apprenticeship program? Let's go, right, 6 months, we're going to get you laying well, running a line, being good.
Look, I'm a huge fan of boot camps. And, there are some really great examples. Bricklayer boot camp's a good example. I think first one was piloted in Halifax. There's the groundworkers one, which again but it needs to be properly funded as well. They need to have, and it also needs to go beyond that. So I think it's okay being skilled and competent, but actually we do really want people to finish their courses. You'd be surprised as dropout rate.
Not surprised, it's horrendous after year 1, isn't it?
Well, the dropout rate is it is for most trades and even professional qualifications to apprentices, the number of people who do not complete is broadly around about 50%.
Yeah.
So, I always say we do not have an attraction problem in our sector. We have an absorption problem, or we have a completion problem. And let me just explain that.
Do you think it's because of the course, the apprenticeship?
No, employers aren't. If you go to full-time education, you only have a 30% chance of getting a job at the end of it. There are more people who apply to join the construction sector than those who get job offers. And there's only, again, a 50% dropout, generally, 50 to 40% dropout of the people on apprenticeships. And it's because twofold. One is employers are not confident that they can employ someone and keep them for the duration. So they don't have confidence in their workload. So we need to make sure that people have got a fallback option. Hence the reason why I mentioned flexi apprenticeships in terms of working for a brokerage. It's a policy intervention that should work, but isn't working as well as we'd like. The next one is really about, we want people to feel that it's important to get their qualification at the end of it. They need to be registered. They need to have.
Can't work
without it. And then it's essential. Organisations shouldn't employ someone who have not got a qualification. If they want to employ them, they help them get the qualification. It's no harm employing. In fact, it's a good thing to employ people without a qualification, but they have an obligation as a leader of the business to make sure they are qualified. And there should be a quota that says, yes, you can have 20% of your workforce without qualification, but you can't have them unqualified for more than 1 year.
Perfect lead into CSCS cards. I've had so many messages through LinkedIn and other platforms because of end of this. Crikey, I was going to say end of this year. That's literally around the corner, isn't it? Grandfather rights.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put you on the spot and say, should CSCS cards be all ripped up? Let's start all over again. But we run the risk of potentially losing more older, skilled individuals. How do we keep them, do you feel? And support them?
I mean, I CLC has said we support, we would support the loss of grandfather rights. Now, I have been challenged on escalators by people who are expecting to get their grandfather rights. And my point is you need to be properly trained, skilled and demonstrate that. And you need to be helped to get it. So organisations should be out there supporting that workforce to make sure they would get it in a drop of a hat.
The funding side, obviously, that's the thing.
Employers should be paying for that.
If you're
honest with me, if you're running your own...
Yeah, this is what I know an awful lot of my mates, an awful lot. I appreciate we're trying to get more youngsters in, so they will be watching this, but I won't comment, therefore, what their view of this is, but it's like I've been laying, I've been spreading, I've been second fit, whatever they've been doing. It's like I've been doing this 30 odd years. I ain't sitting in an exam.
And I've said they need to exam. I mean, I think this again, it's about being reasonable. What are we trying to achieve? Are we trying to achieve that the person that's doing the work is skilled, competent, and most importantly, can be trusted?
Mm.
So you can't say, well, actually, would you get in a plane with a pilot who's not got any qualifications?
I think if he had done the course. But I think this is different.
It depends what you're saying.
Yeah, this is where it's quite ambiguous, because I hate to say it, I'm quite a good example. Honestly, I've nothing. I have no qualifications. I embarrassingly said to a qualifications company that are in here, I don't know what a CSCS card looks like, because residential, we don't need them. I think what I'm trying to get at, can we get a universal level of competency across me with a gang of 10 lads and lasses doing residential to big developers, big tier ones, big contractors, where we're all pretty much at the same level? Because it's, we're saying there however many million there are in construction, but it's a little bit...
2.1.
Is it 2? Home improvements, 3.2?
Yeah, if you look at the whole industry, 3.2.
There's an awful lot of people. We need to aim to all be at that level.
Yeah. But you can't argue, and I am going to push back on this one, you can't say, oh, we want good quality, we want great image, but actually we don't want to be qualified.
Oh, no. So I agree.
You can't do that.
I think if, again, I'm just trying to give a voice to the people I know. If I'm going to take a couple of weeks off work and I ain't going to get paid to go and do something.
No, I don't.
So
again, there's ways.
There's funding and stuff eventually for that.
No, I think this is about people explaining what they're trying to achieve. If everyone said, we recognise that we all should have some form of competency card that demonstrates that we can do the job that we're being employed to do. How we get there can be done through several different routes.
Agreed.
And that's the thing that we need to understand. This is what DFE are looking at, and DBT, Department of Education, Department of Business and Trade, DWP, that they would really embrace these sorts of things. It's working out how we do it in the most efficient way. How can we give a micro access to demonstrate they're skilled and competent? I don't know the answer to that, but I bet if you've got 4 or 5 people in a room...
I could tell you the answer, because that's my background since whenever...
You better be careful what you wish for, because I might be knocking on your door.
Yeah. But I think this is the great thing. One of the big positives of, many positives having you in, is we're having these conversations, because we all want to work to a certain standard. We all want to go to work knowing we're safe, we're going to get paid, all these things. And I'm really pleased that there's a lot of negatives. The industry is at a tipping point, but it's a brilliant time to put stuff in place to build and grow and be positive moving forward.
I've never seen the industry collaborating on so many positive things than ever in my 45-year career. Started with safety.
Yep.
It kind of moved a little bit in carbon, so everyone's on the same sort of thing. It's a bit of a competition, but it's not. People are sharing a lot. Skills, lots of people behind it now. And I think if we just keep pushing, and as you quite rightly say, sharing, it's very different for a micro than it is through an SME to a big tier one.
Yeah, massive difference. I think we need to shout about it more.
Yeah.
Because I think the hardest thing is, where do you go for information? Again, we've set this up. We want people that are micro and SME to go, right, quick, short, sharp video, cup of tea and a fag, done, bosh. Because...
We don't necessarily want to have the fag, because that's not great for health.
No, it's a dying art. Again, I'm only talking way back when it was, we talked about it before. It was CAF every single day, 10:30, 11, bosh, cup of tea and a fag, next gauge on, off you went. But now that's dying. It's these vapes and energy drinks, another conversation for another day. But Just to finish with, we're at this tipping point. We are being positive. We're working together well. Do you feel we need to start shouting about it more and being a bit more proud as an industry?
I think the biggest challenge we've got is communication.
Yeah.
And sharing that. So, look, you know,
I'm glad you said that.
We are a fantastic industry. We do lots of things, you know. You wouldn't be able to clean your teeth in the morning without water. You wouldn't be able, you know, most people wouldn't get out of bed without the alarm clock.
Do you know the maddest thing is, you walk around a beautiful city like London, people are paying hard-earned cash from all over the world to come take photos of something we've built with our hands.
Yeah.
We should be so proud of that.
So,
and I think craftsmen and women, not trade, craftsmen and women, talked about stonemasons. We need to make this aspirational because, good God, it's skillful.
And I think this is where, you know, social media can be a positive and a negative. Is promote, you know, whether you do it to your friends or do you do it to your family or you do it complete open source. I think it's just, you know, we all have our WhatsApp friend group. You know, I went around the Olympic Park and took all the photos one morning. I won't say the expletives I got back, but, you know, it was quite funny. And I was proud of what I was doing. It was a lovely sunny day. I was meandering through the Olympic Park. There's a Mace job here and a Mace job there, and I was super proud.
That's what we need to instill in the youngsters coming in and the ones working now. Because to me, there's no better feeling. Okay, what I did was different, but to compare with Mace, but going into an absolute horrible house that needs completely gutting and extending and leaving it as a show home. You've changed that family's way of living. Yeah. And I think it's the best feeling in the world, which is a great way to end this episode. Next week we're going to try and be positive, but we have to address mental health. So episode 4 of the opinion piece with Mark next week around mental health in construction.